We're gonna make some ice cream sandwiches using these cookies. They're chocolate chip with red, white, and blue M&Ms in them. I could have made regular chocolate chip cookies, but they wouldn't have had a candied color in them, and I thought this was really cute for the 4th of July. Picked this up for $3, and I'm gonna use 2 of these containers of salted caramel Ben & Jerry's ice cream that I got for $1.12. Basically $5.20. I am gonna roll the edges and the leftover sprinkles that I have from Memorial Day. You can do this many different ways. I'm just showing you the quickest, easiest way that I like to do this when I make these. I like to use pint-sized containers of ice cream, usually that I get on clearance. And what I do is I clean the outside of the container very good, disinfect it. I get a pan, and then I use a really sharp knife, and I cut one, and then I'm gonna pull it apart. I'll do the rest. And the ice cream has been sitting out. That's why it's soft. And I'm gonna show you how I put it together. I take a cookie, and then I take the ice cream, you flip it, and then you put it on top. It's a little easier when it's hard. I think I might put these back in the freezer for a little bit. And then you have a nice chunk of ice cream. The next cookie, place it on top. This is what it looks like. We're gonna roll it in sugar. Take a couple of star sprinkles. And here you have it, an ooey gooey ice cream sandwich decorated with red, white, and blue stars, blue sugar, gooey caramel ice cream. Okay, I'm gonna get this in the freezer, and I'm gonna go ahead and freeze these a little bit more. So you just repeat until they're all done. There's nothing in here except 1 pound of navy beans. I rinsed them, but I did not soak them. As you can see, some are already splitting. They will split if you don't soak them. I don't mind. I'm gonna put a little bit of avocado oil, 1 very small onion, 1 fresh jalapeno from the garden, and this is seeds included because we like spice. 3 frozen cloves of garlic, 1 pound of navy beans, about 2 tablespoons of my homemade Cajun seasoning. So I have 2 cups of water. I think I'm gonna start with half. To this water, I'm gonna add a teaspoon of this Better Than Bouillon roasted chicken flavor, 1 teaspoon. Next, we're gonna add 1 bay leaf. Pressure cooking my beans is a personal preference. My big Instapot has a slow cook mode. Although I've never tried it before, I decided I wanna try to use it as a crock pot for the second part of this cooking. So this way I won't have to transfer everything from the Instapot to a crock pot. I'll just add the stuff to here. This one does not have an automatic bean setting. So I'm just gonna put this on for 12 minutes, and then I'm gonna let it release naturally. And then after that, I'll add the stuff to it, and I will cook it all night long. The reason I like to pressure cook my beans is because I find that they become easier to digest and they're healthier to consume, in my opinion. You do not have to do this. You can skip this step. I really like the infused broth and onions and jalapenos and the bay leaf, cooking it this way. So let's put it on. So here we go. We are gonna hit pressure cook. It's already set for 16 minutes, so we're gonna go ahead and let them go for 16 minutes. Start. There we go. You can do this for as little as 4 minutes all the way up to 16 minutes. It's based on how much you care about the condition of the beans. If you want the beans whole and intact, only do it 4 minutes. I don't care what it looks like. To me, the mushier it is, the better it's gonna be for baked beans. So this is how we're doing it. Cooking the bean part 1. The beans are done. They've released naturally. Let's take a look. We're gonna take out this bay leaf, give them a stir, and then we're gonna go ahead and make our sauce. All right, so these navy beans are very good as is. They're fully cooked. They taste wonderful, but we're gonna convert them from navy bean to home style baked beans. If you don't have time to cook them this way, you can use canned beans and put them in and start at this step. About 1/4 cup of brown sugar, about 3 ounces of tomato paste, spicy mustard, however much you want, a dash of Worcestershire sauce, a dash of apple cider vinegar, some molasses. I'm using liquid molasses, but you can use liquid or powder. It's a wild combination. A dash of maple syrup. I'm using Vermont Ghosted maple syrup from Trader Joe's. Some barbecue sauce. I'm using Kinder's organic roasted garlic, as little or as much as you want. Probably about 1/4 of a cup, maybe 1/3. Some pepper, salt, and then some kind of meat, bacon or ham. I'm actually using this roast beef. It's a small bowl full. Give it a stir. This is the consistency of what it looks like before we put it on. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of water. We'll start with a half a cup. This looks good. We're gonna go ahead and put the lid on it. Open the valve. Now we are gonna put it on slow cook on low for 12 hours. Here we go. So I'm basically using the Instant Pot as a crock pot for 12 hours. After it cooked for 12 hours, it just went to keep warm for an hour and 24 minutes. So basically it's been 13 and a half hours since the last time I filmed. So we're gonna look at this together. I know it smells amazing. Give it a quick stir. As you can see, it's kind of candied, but just on the top. It's fogging up my phone. There we go. Taste amazing. They look wonderful. They taste wonderful. We do not need to thicken it. For breakfast, we are gonna have this cherry pie that I picked up on clearance for $2.58. I'm gonna put it in a pretty pie plate. I'm gonna heat it up, make some fresh cream, and this will be breakfast. The cherry pie has been heated up. We're gonna have some coffee. And I got a cartridge for the whipped cream dispenser. It's our first time using it. That's a slice of pie. I'm gonna put some in the coffee too. This is breakfast. This cherry pie is really good. And the greatest part about it is I didn't have to make it. So inside here, I put heavy whipping cream, powdered sugar, and vanilla. It's the very first time I try this. So far, I'm impressed. Now this is how I stored the ice cream sandwiches, and I'm only gonna take one out because they all melt, but I just wanted to show you. So here's the chocolate chip cookie with the salted caramel ice cream and the sprinkles and the stars. So I'm just gonna serve them in the foil like this, so that way hands won't get dirty. The cookies are soft. And the ice cream is firm. It's so good. Hey guys, this is perfect for a summer 4th of July get together out on the water, by the water, or even in the hot sun. Nothing like some good cool ice cream. For the simple basic potato salad, I have boiled 6 small to medium Yukon Gold potatoes and 5 eggs. If it was a really large potato salad, I probably would have boiled them separately. I just turned it off. It has been cooling for about 5 minutes. We're gonna drain this water and we're gonna add cold water. It's still smoking. I drained them. Now I'm gonna add cold water. I would definitely say peel the potatoes if they're russet. If they're red potatoes or Yukon Gold or another thin skin potato, you can leave the skin on, especially if they're organic like these are. They have lots of nutrients in them. If you don't want skin in your potato salad, then of course you can peel them. It's very, very easy to peel a potato after it's been boiled. I'm gonna go ahead and peel the eggs. So this is the most simple, basic potato salad ever. This is still hot. The first thing I like to do is add a little bit of butter. Put that spoon in there, let that butter start melting. The butter's melting as we speak. I like to use a hand potato masher, and I mash the potatoes and the eggs at the same time. Start with one. There's an egg in the way. Now I'll do the egg. Here's the second potato. I'm not overly mashing, I'm just crushing it. This potato salad is gonna be kind of chunky. That's okay. Again, this has nothing but butter in it right now. Basically, all I did was push this masher down on each potato or egg, so it's still chunky. We are gonna keep this extremely basic. Some people add relish or pickles, jalapeños, onions. You can add all kinds of things. But today, eggs, potatoes, butter, pepper, salt, organic mustard. Now this is not spicy mustard, this is just plain mustard because again, I only want salt and pepper in here. This is a half a cup of mayo. And I'm gonna add a little bit of this sour cream. I do not always add this. This is almost empty. I just wanna finish it off. Basically a giant teaspoon of sour cream. Now all we're gonna do is mix this up. And here you have it. The easiest, tastiest, basic potato salad. And give it a taste and make sure the seasoning is okay. It is ready to go. You can serve this cold, put it in the refrigerator. It can sit there for a couple days, or you can wait and make it right before time if you wanna serve it hot. Choice is yours. So this is my coleslaw for today, and it's a cheat. And it's a cheat that I will do again and again if I have the opportunity. The cabbage was given to me by a neighbor. I just chopped it up. I picked this up at the discount grocery store for 59 cents. It was so good. The next time I went, I picked up another one. I can make the dressing from scratch, but 59 cents pre-made. It's pretty simple. I am gonna add this Montreal steak seasoning. This can sit in the refrigerator for up to 3 days, and I'll say it'll just get better and better the longer it sits. Bone-in pork steaks, almost like country ribs with the fat. I like to barbecue meat on the bone and keep the skin in the fat. I'm going to season them with Kinder's wood-fired garlic seasoning, Montreal steak seasoning. The way I season this is I just pour seasoning all over one side. Now, before I flip it, I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle some of this Montreal steak seasoning very liberally. I like this because it has coarse salt and pepper. Now I'm going to flip it and do the other side. And I'm going to liberally pour this and then the Montreal steak seasoning. So now I have one of my food safety gloves on. The front and the back have been seasoned really well. So I pick it up and I just rub the sides along the bottom of the pan to use up all that extra seasoning. Now this pork is seasoned on all sides. And you're not wasting any seasoning. Like that. The seasoning has fallen and collected between each piece, and just make sure all that seasoning is used up. The pan is wiped clean. There's seasoning on all sides of this pork. Here's my pack of chicken drumsticks, chicken on the bone. They've defrosted. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this open, and then I'm gonna season it the same way. I went ahead and rinsed this chicken after I took it out the package, patted it dry, and I'm gonna season this in a separate plate because I don't wanna cross-contaminate. It's okay after it's seasoned if it goes in this same pan because it's all raw meat, but I just wanna make sure that I don't cross-contaminate anything on the cabinet, even though I will be wiping down the cabinet in between. So I've done one side of the chicken legs with the Kinder seasoning. It has a mesquite smell to it. Now I'm gonna use the Montreal steak seasoning. I'm gonna roll this chicken on this plate and as much seasoning as I can off of the plate and onto the chicken. I'm choosing to season this right before it goes on the grill, but you can season it and make a marinade and put it in the fridge if you want to do it a couple of days beforehand. All right, so now we have our pork and our chicken. I do not need to season these. They are defrosted. All I need to do is take them out of the package, and I'm just gonna add them to this tray. Now I have a new plate and I have the hamburger meat. We're gonna season the hamburger meat with the same thing, but we are also gonna add some of this barbecue sauce. I coated the top of the meat pretty well, only the top, and I'm gonna sprinkle the Montreal steak seasoning. Doesn't have to be as much. Pretty liberally on top like that. I got a new clean glove. I'm just gonna flip this meat like that. Now I'm gonna reheat just a little bit more barbecue sauce. Now I'm gonna use another clean glove and mix all this up. Something I add, which seems odd, it's just the way MawMaw taught me. Add some water. Now this is a plate, it's not a bowl. Probably about that much. I'm gonna use my hand. Just slowly just start breaking it up. I'm even gonna pinch it. I want the middle part of this ground meat to get seasoned or in that barbecue sauce so that this is thoroughly seasoned inside and out. Water actually helps hold these burgers together as a binding agent. You don't even need eggs or breadcrumbs or milk. You can use those things, I just do it this way. Almost all of the liquid has been absorbed. I'm gonna go ahead and put the phone down so I can use 2 hands and finish mixing this and then form it into some patties. So as you can see, it's juicy, extremely moist, and it absorbed all of that liquid and it is seasoned thoroughly throughout. I'm gonna separate this into 4 and I'm gonna make 4 burgers. All I did was divide the ball of meat into 4 equal parts, shape them into patties. All right, friends, so here's the meat seasoned and ready to go. This has no sauce on it. We're gonna add sauce as it cooks. There is barbecue sauce mixed into this ground meat, so these will be barbecue burgers. We may cook some bacon to go on top of these. Okay, today we're cooking in the Louisiana grill. It's very similar to the green egg. We got it at Costco last year for Father's Day for my husband. Since we lost everything in the hurricane in 2020, we needed a new grill. We used Cowboy lump charcoal. Once the fire gets going, we'll close that to just the temperature. We'll also slowly move this down from 3 to 0 so we can raise this temperature to probably about 400 degrees. We want the temperature about there to start. This is what it looks like now. The fire's just starting to get going. We haven't used it very many times, but the food has been fabulous when we have. Now we are gonna prep some stuffed jalapenos. We're gonna use fresh jalapenos, cream cheese, bacon, blueberries, brown sugar, blueberry balsamic vinegar, and peach balsamic vinegar, and Montreal steak seasoning. Now I do this all kinds of different ways. One of my favorite ways is with shrimp or venison. I'm not adding either one of those in there this time. I also really like to do it with pepper jelly or fresh preserves, raspberry preserves, fig preserves, but today I'm going to use some of these fresh blueberries and brown sugar. I'm just going to show you this way. Adjust it to your taste preferences, whatever you have. Any type of jam, preserve, I would say any and all would work. First thing we're going to do is cut these open, seed them, clean them out. So here's the peppers seeded, cut them long ways. I grow two different types of jalapeno peppers. The giant ones I like to use for stuffing like this, and then the smaller ones that I like to use for canning and for cooking. We're gonna add the cream cheese first. I don't know if I'm gonna use it all. I'm just gonna see how much I can fit. Of course, wear gloves anytime you're cutting jalapenos. I slice it along the short way, and then it fits almost perfectly in the jalapeno. It's very easy to spread, about this much per slice. I used a total of a half a block of cream cheese. They're full. Take a couple of blueberries and just put on top of the cream cheese. These are itty bitty berries. You can use fresh fruit or preserves. I would not use frozen fruit. The next thing I'm gonna do is drizzle balsamic vinegar. I had the blueberry and the peach out because we had some fresh peaches. I thought I had one left in the fridge, but my husband got to it this morning or last night, so no more peaches. I'm just gonna go ahead and stick with the blueberry. Add a drizzle. Sometimes I will dip the bacon in brown sugar or maple syrup and put black pepper on the outside or Montreal steak seasoning. I'm not going to do that this time. I don't want it to stick. I'm just taking a little bit of brown sugar and sprinkling it on the top of each one of these. Now I'm gonna take this bacon and I'm gonna wrap each one of these. I'm not quite sure how thick it'll be. I may have to cut these in half. It all depends on the size of the jalapenos, the thickness of the bacon. This is the thickness of the bacon. All right, this was one whole slice. If I have to use toothpicks to keep them closed, I will. And now I'm just gonna put this Montreal steak seasoning. They're gonna go on the grill. Here's the jalapenos, chicken, cooking some bacon to go on top of the burgers. Just pulled the pork off. I already pulled the burgers. I'll show you them in a minute. All right, guys, here's everything plated up. This is Jack Miller's original Cajun, made in Ville Platte, Louisiana. Sometimes you can get it on Amazon. I will link it below. Once you open this, it will last a really long time, but you have to store it in the refrigerator. It's like an onion base. It's good by itself. It's also good on like a slice of plain bread. It's a very distinct taste, unlike any other barbecue sauce I've ever tasted. I love this barbecue sauce on pork and chicken. Here's my pork. I'm gonna go ahead and dip this in here and taste it. This is just like being at my mom and papa's house on a Sunday afternoon. A lot of Cajuns in Louisiana have Sunday barbecues. This is part of the tradition. Absolutely fantastic. This is some of that coleslaw with the cheap dressing from Duke's. You can make your own, but if you don't have time or you find it and it's a good deal, pick some up, especially 59 cents at a discount store. All right, this is the most basic Cajun plain potato salad you can make. This and this just reminds me of home. The only thing that's missing is Cajun rice dressing, which I did not have the ingredients for to make this time. Maybe one day I'll make like a Cajun barbecue video. And then we have the delicious baked beans, cooked for 13 hours. Fantastic. This is the sausage. Now, Cajuns often grill Cajun sausage. And that's pretty tasty. It's probably my least favorite because I'm so accustomed to authentic smoked sausage. All right, y'all. Cajuns eat chicken on the bone. This is how we do it. You use your fingers and you just take a bite, just like that. That's so good. I wish y'all could be sitting down having this meal with me. This is the hamburger. As you can see, it's really juicy. It's basically the bun, the burger from the grill, cheese, bacon. I went ahead and put more of this because this is what we put in the meat. So let's go ahead and cut that open. This is the burger. Let's give it a taste. That is so yummy with the big thick bacon. This is perfect for the 4th of July. Burgers and hot dogs are perfect. While we had the grill hot, we had to throw in some pork and chicken, the Jack Miller's, because it just reminds us of home. One last thing to taste. I'm gonna use my fingers. This is a delicacy that I love to put on the grill. This or stuffed mushrooms every time I have the grill hot. You can't go wrong. This was an amazing meal for a very fair price. Now I'm ready to go hang out with family, relax, and jump in the pool. All right, guys. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful 4th of July. Love you guys. Bye.